Good morning, welcome to the Guitar Lesson Lounge. My name's Mark and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play Come As You Are by Nirvana. The riff goes a little bit like this. So to start off with, I've tuned the guitar down 2 frets as Kurt Cobain would. So now if I played the E chord as I normally would, it'll sound a little like this. Okay, it's actually the same as a D chord normally. For reference sake, we'll call them as we normally would, so this would be an E, this would be an A, etc. Okay, to get the right guitar tone as well, I'm also using a large chorus. If you have a chorus effect anywhere, then turn that on. You can get a lot of these as software packages now. Just run the guitar through the computer and you've got your own chorus. Otherwise, buy an effects unit. I recommend it. It's worth every penny. Anyway, the riff goes a little bit like this. You've got 0, 0, 1, 2. This is all based on the E string to start off with. 0, 0, 1, 2. And we're just going up 1 fret at a time, as you can see. Okay, we then go into the A string, the open A string. Okay, so we've got 0, 0, 1, 2, open A, and we alternate it with fret 2 on the E string. So we've got 0, 0, 1, 2, A, 2, A, and then we just go back down again. So we've got 2, 2, 1, 0, okay. And then we go to 2 on A, and we alternate that with double picking the E string. So we've got double pick, and it just repeats. Now with regard to the right hand, what I'm doing is I'm picking down on all the E notes on the E string and up on all the notes on the A string. Okay, it's not the most conventional picking pattern, but it seems to work pretty well here, so give it a go, see how you do. If you watch my right hand, you'll see I'm going down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. And when you get the hang of that pattern, it just seems to work pretty smoothly, okay? So give it a go, see what you think. Okay, moving on in the song, we now have another riff that goes on in the bridge, and the chords go a little bit like this. So I'll talk you through these chords. The ones that I'm playing are actually a combination of 2 guitar parts recorded in the song. Okay, so one guitar will be going. Now these are power chords, and it's a simple case of just putting finger 1 down. It's always the finger that you lead with, okay? And then just stacking an extra 2 notes on the next 2 strings, 2 frets up, with the next 2 fingers, or with fingers 3 and 4. Okay, and just by striking those 3 strings, you achieve the sound of the power chord, which is very powerful. We've got this. I'm just sliding it up to fret 5, and then back down to 2. Okay, just moving between the 2, and that creates the bridge of the song. Okay, I'm going down. I hit down, and then I hit the muted notes, and hit downstroke again. And then down, up. Full speed goes a little like this. Now, over the top of that, there are some extra notes that go a little like this. Now what they are, is just finger 1 barred across the top 2 notes on the E string and B string. So the fret number 2 on the E string and B string. And then fret number 4 on G. Creates what we call a suspended chord, really sort of plasticky, metally effect. Got a lot of sheen to it, those notes, don't you think? So I'm switching between this suspended chord I've just shown you and this note here, with this chord here, which is basically like the standard bar chord, just the top 3 notes of that, okay? Hopefully you come across the bar chord before. And we're just playing the top 3 notes. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm just going down the notes of the chord one at a time using upstrokes. Okay, now I can combine the 2 things that I've just shown you and create this sort of effect. Now the way I'm doing that, I'm starting off with the power chord, but I've had to stretch a bit, I've had to shift fingers along, and I'm barring finger 1 across all the strings on fret number 2. Okay, now I've got 2 and 3 where I normally have 3 and 4. That's where the stretching part comes in, because 4 then goes down directly under those fingers in fret number 4 of the G string. So altogether the chord will sound like this. It's basically the suspended chord that I just showed you, just fattened up by putting a big power chord on the bottom of it. Okay? Now we can combine the 2 guitar parts by going, basically playing the first part as we would, but on the last note of that, we actually hit all 6 strings, and then just combine it with the second part by running upstrokes across the next strings. Now the second chord here is the A major bar chord, which you've probably come across before. It's just 1 barred across all the strings on fret number 5, with a little power chord added to it, and fret number 6 on G added with finger 2. And that's the bridge section of the song. Now there's a chorus as well, the part where he talks about swearing he doesn't have a gun, and the chords are a little like this. And we're back. Okay, this is very, very similar to the bridge section of the song that I've already covered with you, except it's now based on the A string instead of chords on the E string. Instead of, we're going. Now this is a lot easier. As you can see, it's actually the same chord, just moved between 2 and 5. Okay, and you can also use finger 2 to reinforce the bar you're doing with finger 1. See, I just lay finger 2 over the top, squeeze down super hard, and the chord should come out quite nicely. You basically just add a power chord onto the end of it, and then get the 2 B and the E string played with the finger 1 bar. And again, this is a suspended chord. It's a really beautiful chord. And the same thing up on fret number 5. So combining the 2 parts, we've got the first one, power chord. And we've got the second part, this chimey lead part over the top. Adding them together, you get this. Okay, I'll slow that right down so you can have a look at all the different angles and figure out what way works best for you. We've got and that's the chorus of the song, effectively. Okay, this brings us, of course, into the solo of the song. Now, to get the sound, you basically want to crank up the distortion a fair amount. And you go up to fret number 6 on G. That little note right there. Okay, and we're going 7, there. And we're going 6, 9, 11. And then back to 6. Okay, I'm putting loads of vibrato on every single note, as I'm sure you can see. Basically, when I hit a note, my finger's just wiggling like it's trying to get off the guitar, but can't. I'm just going, just moving that finger up and down. You can do it with all the fingers. If you can't, practice. All right, and that combined with the chorus and the distortion and the reverb and everything creates like a really chaotic guitar sound, which I think is what we want for this song. That's how the solo goes, and as you can see, I'm starting from 6, then going to 9, and then I'm sliding 3 up to 11. Okay, so you go 1, 3, or 4 if you like, and then you slide that up to 11. And then you slide back down, switch to finger 1 on 6, and repeat. So we've got... After the third time, there comes this sweet little maneuver where I'm actually bending this string, bending the G string on fret number 11, and finger 4 is playing fret 12 on B. I strike both at once and I get this sound. So bending 1, or bending finger 3, using the other 2 behind it for reinforcement, and having finger 4 there as well, but not bending that. Okay, so after doing the bend up, I then hold it and strike it again and bend it down. Sounds a little like this. Once more. That's just on a simple up, down on the right hand. And then I go back to 9 and slide it back to 6. So combining that and repeating it, we get this entire solo. It goes a little like this. So there we have it. That's all the components that make up the song. Okay, so that pretty much concludes today's lesson of Come As You Are by Nirvana. Now, a few things to bear in mind. We've got the verse riff. Make sure that you're going up on the A string, okay? Get the picking pattern right. If you're going down on the A string as well, then it's going to make your right hand have to do a lot more work and it will be a fair bit more difficult. So you're going down on the E string, up on the A string every single time, and that will become a lot easier. Next thing to work on, if you're not already fluent in them, is bar chords. Okay, especially this one, because this suspended chord is a little strange. It's one that we don't normally encounter. So mainly just work on really squeezing between your thumb and your first finger so you get that bar sounding really good. We want to hear the E string, and also with finger 1 we want to hear the B and the E string. Okay, and then the other notes can just go on as an extra. Likewise, working with the A chord. We want to make sure finger 1 can make these notes very clear. The E string, the B string, and the high E string. Okay? And put the other notes on with it. And then with the solo, just have some fun with it, okay? It's quite linear. It's all based around one string, really, apart from that extra note on B. So just get the notes familiar onto your fingers, memorize the fret numbers, and then just have some real fun, put in loads of vibrato on it, loads of distortion. And I hope you really enjoy the song. One nice little chord to finish it off is, of course, the suspended chord. Just beautiful.